Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to watercolor paint a ladybug. Now you can draw your own or use my drawing tutorial here on my channel. Either way, let's get started. First, I'm going to give my ladybug a background, and I'm thinking maybe it's on the grass or on the ground, so I'm going to use different shades of green to get that nice variegated effect. Light wash of green all around my ladybug. Doesn't matter if you get it a little bit on the ladybug because it's pretty much black and red, and those colors are very forgiving. This is basically a wet on wet technique. I'm just adding the colors on top of each other while everything is still wet. Making it just a little bit darker over here. Just kind of playing around with it. And I kind of want it to look messy. I don't want it to be completely nice and neat on the page, and I'm not going to the edges either. You can go around and make sure that it's really getting right up to the edge so that you don't have any white spaces. Now I'm gonna let that dry, then we will start watercoloring our ladybug. We'll start by filling in the wings of the ladybug with red paint. And I think that's just a little too light. So I'm gonna go back in with a more saturated brush and really fill in the wings. Got a little bit too much here. Now I'm going to use a darker shade of red to add some shadows along the edges. And then blend it in. Do the same thing just lightly on the other side. We're gonna let that dry and see where we land. Okay, this is how it's dried, but I really want my ladybug to be more saturated than this. And watercolor's about, you know, building layers. So I'm gonna go back in with some red and go back over everything. And do basically what I just did one more time. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the darker red along the sides. All right, that's looking better. I'm going to clean up the edges here. All right, we'll let that dry and then we will go to the next step. Now we're done with the ladybug wings, and so I'm just gonna go in with a micron pen. This is a very fine tipped pen. It's an 05. So I'm gonna go in with this and put in the details. Leave a little bit of white at the top in between those two circles because you're going to want to have that separation there. Now you're going to outline the wings. And remember, you have to go up towards the center to give them the separation in the middle. And I'm going to do it twice. That way I have a natural flow between the wings. Here's the little feet. And the bottom of our ladybug. Now we get to go in and make our spots, and you should still be able to see where the spots are underneath. And my ink doesn't seem to be taking that well because of the watercolor underneath. That's okay, we can just use watercolor on top. So getting some black, you can just fill them in. Easy peasy. And that's it. Painting a ladybug is really easy and it's really fun. But let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the comment section down below.